Good morning, folks. Okay, now in this video right now, I just want to talk to everyone about this is the hard to talk of Gary Science. Okay, in this video, whenever you see hard talk, hashtag hard talk of Gary Science, know that that video is it's gonna be rugged. Okay, so you may subscribe to my YouTube channel and decide not to be watching my hard talk videos. Okay, so it's a decision, your choice. So now, if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. So number one, let's talk about the effect of slave trade on the minds of the victims relating to money or financial ability of the, let's say, generations from the victims, okay, who experienced slave trade. Let's understand what happened right now. Now, this explanation I'm going to give to you is going to be strange to you if you don't know anything about the brain, if you don't know anything about emotions, if you don't know anything about neuroscience. It's going to be strange to you. But if you understand what neuroscience is all about, then this thing I'm going to explain to you right now could be a life changer, okay, for you. First, before I continue, Patrick is coming on camera again. I'm going to have an online show going on this my YouTube channel, and if you want to enjoy that stuff, you want to get a video, and all you need to do right now, just hit the subscribe button. Like I said, whenever you subscribe, you are the one winning. I'm not the one winning. Okay, so this is all we got. So now let's see right now. Imagine being, this is the hard talk. You have to use your brain. Okay, now imagine you being in the environment of slave trade. Now imagine back then when different countries tried to dominate other different countries with lesser power. Okay, now imagine you being in that environment where this thing occur. Imagine you being in the environment of the slave trade where you are being beaten all the time. Like, in order for you to eat, you have to go to the farm and work under the sun. Okay, before you eat food, you have to work and work and work and eat less. Imagine you being in this slave trade environment, which happened to majorly the black people. Okay, so now imagine you being in that environment. How would you feel? You will feel sad, right? You will feel bad. Okay, now imagine you being in that environment. Would you actually feel that life is good? Would you actually appreciate the beauty of life? Would you love to live? Would you actually try to even save your money? Would you actually try to, like, be grateful for a second? Would you love the earth? Would you actually love yourself? Would you actually appreciate how beautiful you are? Would you actually feel you are beautiful? Would you actually feel that one day you will be free? Would you actually love your second black person? And this is the question you should ask yourself. Give yourself a sincere answer. If you were in that slave trade environment, like, you agree with me that you are going to hate yourself. You are not going to be thinking of saving. You are going to feel you are not in control of your life. You are going to hate the world. You are going to hate yourself. You are going to, like, you're going to be hostile, right? And many other things that is going to happen to you. Okay, according to biology, we know right now from the biology textbook you read in your secondary school, if you're in Nigeria, that environment causes variation, right? Now, if you get two twins that have identical set of genes, right, from their parents. Now, if you put one in the US, let that one grow in the US, and let the other one grow in, let's say, Zimbabwe. According to biology predicts that both twins have the same set of genes, right? But they are going to show different behavior. They are going to have different character. They are going to show different lifestyle. Why? Because of the environment. So the environment have huge effects, okay, on the individual. Okay, so that is one thing you should understand. Environment causes variation. So now, in that environment of slave trade, the environment of slave trade affected the people who experienced the slave trade. So it made them to become more hostile than the normal average humans. It made them to become more hostile. It made them to hate the world. Like, it made them to, like, go beyond what has been set. Let's say, for instance, humans are supposed to be the hostility rate of humans, if we're to be measured, let's assume it's supposed to be 30%. Okay, but this environment, people who experienced the slave trade, the environment caused their hostility to go up like more than 30%. So that is it. It always goes up for all of them, even financial level, financial strength, the self-esteem, those kind of things. These things that the people who experience slave trade, the effect, the environment of the slave trade affected these people. So it made them go beyond what has been said, beyond what has been said, beyond what has been said in human nature, beyond those things. Okay, so have you wondered why black people are even different from the white people? This is my language. Have you wondered why the simple truth? Okay, I'm from Nigeria. The simple truth is black people, like 8 out of every 10 black person can be convinced with money easily. You can bribe 8 out of every 10 black person, and that's the simple truth. And the simple truth is black people don't think about investment. The simple truth again is black people just don't like the world. They don't care about the world they're living in. Okay, what they care about is how to eat and feed their children and probably demise someday. That's what they care about. You never see a Nigerian person telling you about your thoughts, about meditation, about your emotional state. Like they don't care about those things. Have you ever asked yourself why? And if you check majority of other black countries, you see all these things happening. You see this same mindset in every one of them. Okay, so have you ever asked yourself why the variation? Why? To the extent some black people are telling you the white people are creating, we are the one that is hitting, so there's no need to create anymore. So it just has gone to that extent. Why is it that there are no inventions in the black nation? You hardly see a Nigerian scientist, a well-known Nigerian scientist who resides in Nigeria and is inventing things that people from the US have to come here to search for that invented thing. Like you hardly see something like that going on. Majority of our companies here in Nigeria are dominated by white people. Why do we always need the white man to do things? Why do we think? Why is it that the white man seem to be more intelligent and smarter than the black person? Why is it that the white man seem to be more superior? Why is it that the white man seem to be more godlike than we black people? You gotta ask yourself these questions. Okay, you are not bound in your thoughts, so you are free to think. Okay, so your beliefs does not change anything. For instance, if you think I am a good person, it does not crack. It does not leave a crack on this wall. Okay, so you are free to think. So many people think if they think this way, this thing is going to happen, the world is going to fall. No, you're free to change your beliefs. If it's not helping you, you are free to modify your beliefs. If you need to if you need to be stronger enough for you to get what you want, you are free to modify your beliefs. You are free to strengthen yourself. Okay, like it is your right. So right now, what's the reason for this variation right now? Why is it that the white people like are winning? Okay, majority of the white persons stay at home and make their money without going out there to work, but the black man thinks if he doesn't go out there to work, he can't make money. Like if you believe you can't make money sitting at home, it's an entirely different thing. Nothing you do will work. Okay, except you go out to work. Your beliefs always serve you. Okay, law of cause and effect always serve you. So why the variation? The answer is simple. Look back in the slave trade environment. If you were a slave, would you have time to save? Now check our present black people. Do they save money? The answer is no. Okay. If you were in the slave trade, would you have time to invest? No. Check our present black people. Do they have time to invest? The answer is nope. Check the old black people, let's say in the 17th century or 16th century, you will see them doing great works. But that great works starts to die as time comes on. As we get to 21st century, 20th century, that power tends to die. What could have happened? Check the slave trade. That thing affected black people. Have you ever asked yourself what were black people actually doing before the whites dominated them? Okay, like what were they actually doing? If they were actually inventing things, if they looked scary, if they were actually powerful in science, I don't think the white people would come and dominate the black people. Meaning the black people were doing something else. So what were they doing? We don't know. So far, we don't know. So if you want to solve any problems you have in right now. A common problem in Nigeria, we have a lot of problems in love, we have a lot of problems in money. If you want to solve them, always check the slave trade. Now, mindset in neuroscience, mindset can be transferred from generation to generation. For instance, I have this fixed way of saying things. I can teach my children also to have the fixed way of saying things about that same thing. My children can teach my grandchildren how to have that fixed mindset, that fixed way of saying things. Like, that is how it is. So mindset can be transferred from generation to generation. And you agree with me that back then in the slave trade time, there was no science like epigenetics. There was no science like by the brain. There was nothing known about your thoughts. So many people, especially those who experienced the slave trade, like, misused things since they didn't know about their thoughts. They actually were not able to actually guide against these toxic beliefs. Rather, they transferred it to the next generation and to the other generation and to the other generation up till now. Okay, although some of the beliefs have been shaken away, but majority of them is still in the mindset of many black people. That's why I say a black man doesn't believe he can stay at home without stressing himself to make money legitimately. He doesn't believe that thing can happen. And if you don't believe it, you will not be able to try it. And if you don't try it, you can't get it. So that is what it is. So you agree with me that also, if you were in a slave trade environment, you agree with me that you lose self-esteem immediately, right? Because you can't believe in yourself and they're beating you, torturing you all the time. You feel powerless. Okay, you feel you have to form group. Okay, that is what is still affecting many black people believe they have to be in court. Have you ever asked yourself why? Why is that courtism is just in Nigeria, black nations? Black people are the ones taking into the white nation. Have you ever asked yourself why? If you actually, as a black person, believe and you have this high self-esteem about yourself, you won't have any need to be in any cult group. The reason you are feeling you have to be in a cult group, feeling insecure, check the slave trade. Were the slaves feeling secured? No, they always felt insecure. Okay, they were always beaten, so they always felt insecure. Their level of self-esteem always have to go down all the time, every day. So they taught their children also, hey, in order for you to survive in this society now, you have to obey the white man. They taught their children to feel, okay, that they don't have power, they don't have any influence. Check yourself right now. The black people do, the children, the black nations today feel they have influence, they have power to influence things. The answer is no. But is it actually true? Nope. You just feel you don't have power to influence things. It doesn't mean it is true. Okay? Now, according to neuroscience, thoughts held long enough produce feelings. Okay? And feelings is a chemical. When you think something, over time, your body starts to believe that thing you're thinking right now is true. So many black children or children in the black nation feel they don't have power over things, they don't have power to influence things. And why is this powerful? If they feel they don't have power to influence things, then they think that's true. And if they think that's true and they don't know anything about neuroscience, they don't know their thoughts are not real, they believe that's true, then they actually virtually create this kind of reality that they don't really have power to influence things. That's why I see it is the direct opposite of what is happening here as happening in the white man's nation. You see the white kids, they are so good, they are so bold, they are so confident, they believe they can influence things. But why is the opposite happening in the black nation? Check the slave trade. Now, what is the cure to this stuff? You have to know that your thoughts are not real. Those feelings are not real. So all you need to do right now is change the way you see those things. Change the way you see yourself as a black man. You are no longer in the slave trade environment. But many people are still in their psychology. Many people are still in the slave trade in their psychology. Okay, in the psychology of many black people, they are still under slavery, but they don't know. Okay, so you need to change your perception. How do you feel about yourself? How do you see yourself? Okay, change all those things. Okay, so that is how to do it. Let me have this stuff right now. If you want to change your life, always do this. Whenever you see a common thing, like in the black nation, you see people just like commonly doing things. Whenever you observe that kind of thing, all you need to do right now is trace to the slave trade. Like, is there kind of similarity? What happened in the slave trade? If you were in the slave trade environment and you wanted to, let's say, let's say you see students right now just want to go to school. They don't know why. They just want to go to school. That is traced to the slave trade environment right now. If you were in the slave trade environment, the white people always go to school, right? The whites who were dominating the black sent their kids to school, while the black kids were forced to work in the farm. So if you were in that shoes, if you were the black kid, won't you feel jealous of the white kid? Won't you feel you want to do what the white kid is doing because they are superior and whatever they do is right? So those kind of mindset. Now check right now, is that mindset, could that mindset be what is playing in the heads of many people that's making them just want to go to school without knowing why, without even having a purpose of inventing anything? So those kind of things right now, you have to constantly pair, constantly look at the slave trade and what is happening now. Is there any similarity? Constantly do that thing. And the reason why, have you ever asked yourself why many black people don't actually care about the world they are living in? You go to a place where they are working in a black nation, you see it very dirty. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about carbonation. They don't care about all these things. All they care about is how to feed. Now check the slave trade environment right now. If you're in the slave trade environment, all you care about is how to work, because you know if you don't work, you can't eat, right? And you also feel powerless. You feel you don't have influence. Now check most black people. They feel, majority of black people feel they don't have influence. Feel they need to form group in order for them to have this feeling of influence. That's why they form cult groups all the time in the black nation. They don't know this stuff. You need to know this. So that is many more. So you need to constantly pair to the slave trade environment and what could have happened in the slave trade environment that is affecting us now in our present day reality. Is the slave trade psychology still in you? You agree with me that when those people, the slaves, experienced the slave trade, they were beaten, tortured, right? It tends to form a kind of psychology in them that they can transfer from generation to generation. Check yourself right now. Is that psychology still in you? Silence nature is another psychology from the slave trade that could be in you right now. Majority of black people are usually quiet and silent. They rather die in their silence than to speak out. Check the slave trade environment. If you are a slave, you are being beaten. Would you say anything? No. What's happening now? Things happen to you, you rather stay down. That feeling is what is like. The feelings can be transferred. Then you are usually in this familiar state of being, familiar feeling all the time. Check right now in the sleeping environment. When they beat you, can you say anything? No. Now black people always keep quiet, and that's why you can keep doing them, they always keep quiet. Why? They feel if they talk, it is not going to change anything. Check the slave trade environment. If the slave talk, what will happen? They're going to beat them. So black people still think they are still in the slave trade. In their psychology, they still think they are still in the slave trade. So what is the cure to this? Your thoughts are not real. So know that you are no longer in that slave trade again. You can influence things, you can change things, and you can do powerful things. I recently posted to Nigerian Army a video criticizing black community. I recently posted to Nigerian WAEC exam body criticizing them for not giving me a good grade in my physics when I wrote it very well. I criticized them. Did anything happen to me? Have I died? No. So your thoughts about all those things, many black people won't do what I have done. But like, I am regarded as the only black man who has done what I have done right now. Did I die? No. So you're no longer in the slave trade environment no more. But you're still in it in your psychology. All you need to do right now, understand that your thoughts are not real. Okay, according to neuroscience, your thoughts are not real at all. Okay, and your body is the unconscious mind. Your body doesn't see what is going on. Your eyes see what's going on. Your body relies on your mind. Your mind is a brain at work to actually interpret what's going on. It is that interpretation is that's what your body takes to be what is happening. That is why the Adam nature is still in everybody. You are here to name things. So you are here to perceive things the way you want them to be. So let's say something happens right now. Your body doesn't just see what is going on. Your body takes whatsoever your mind says about what's going on. So whatever you have, the kind of situation going on in your life right now, your body doesn't take whatsoever is going on. Your body relies on what you have to say about the situation. So if you can change the perception, that's what they call perception. If you can change what's going on, you can change the interpretation of what is going on, you can interpret in a different way to your mind, to your body is going to take it, your body is going to accept it. That's power. You have power to make yourself happy every day. You have power to make yourself sad every day too. Now, if you think a thought right now, according to neuroscience, your body produces the emotion it felt when that event happened. For instance, let's say a traumatic event happened last 2 years. When you think that trauma, when you think that traumatic event, your body produces the emotion that it actually felt when that event happened. So in other words, there are things that have been stored in your brain. Okay, memories have been stored in your brain. When you record the memory, the emotions kicking all the time. So how do you do this right now? You have to always recall events that are really, really, really enthralling, events that are so good to you. Record times where you laugh all the time. Like there are more funny moments you've had. Why don't you spend time recalling those funny moments so that according to the neurochemical law in which your body was built, if you recall a happy moment, you are going to have happy emotions. You are going to feel the emotions you felt that day when the happy event occurred. So let's say you bought a car last year and you had a traumatic event last 2 years. Which one would you recall? Recall the events of last year where you bought a car, because you are going to always have that emotions. And when you always have that emotions, it changes your body, it changes your body structure, it makes you more healthy, it makes your microflora, everything function pretty well. So this is Gary Science, hard talk, Gary Science. So we're going to come again to talk more important things about parenting, science and religion and all that stuff like that. But if you have not subscribed, you see you're doing yourself no good, bro. Subscribe.